Welcome to our channel, SHÉSTYLÉ. If you love to learn wisdom, please just
Today we are going to
subscribe us.
learn Jubal and Tubal-Cain.
Today we are going to learn about Jubal and Tubal-Cain, two guys worth remembering in the history, although you may never heard of them before. In fact, their names may sound kind of funny to you.
Jubal and Tubal-Cain, who lived just 7 generations after Adam, are important because they help show us the intelligence of early men. Why does that matter? It matters because Christians believe from divine scripture that man was created by a brilliant and a personal God. Most Christians do not believe that man somehow evolved from a lower form of mammal. If we did, then early man would probably not have been much better than the animals. Through Jubal and Tubal-Cain, who see otherwise.
In Genesis 4:21, we learn that Jubal was the first father of all those who play the harp and the flute. This means that he was a musician and others were playing music too. Think of what you already know about music. Is it easy to learn music, to make instrument, or to teach others how to do those things? If you ever had a music lesson, then you know that skilled music can be very difficult. But that is exactly what the book of Genesis tells Jubal was doing.
As for Tubal-Cain, Genesis chapter 4:22 says that he was an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron. So Tubal-Cain was a bronze and iron maker who excelled well enough to teach others his trade. Consider for a moment of making of bronze or iron. Iron is formed by the cooking of iron or deposits with limestone and coke. Not the popular soft drink, of course. The coke material comes from heating coal without the use of air. Or to say, iron making is a very complicated and dangerous process. Yet the Bible tells us that Tubal-Cain not only knew the craft of bronze and iron making, but he also taught the skill to others.
Isn't it neat that God gave us a little insight to the ingenuity of early man? The Bible clearly mentions it in these few verses, which demonstrates how important it is to know the Bible. Though some men and women may have lived simple lives or lived in caves or for shelter, it is highly unlikely that all early people were cavemen, as some would portray them. In addition to the mention of Jubal and Tubal-Cain, the Bible tells us about the formation of early cities after the Great Flood, with names such as Babel or Babylon, Nineveh, Iraq, Akkad, and Calais, which today is an archaeological site named Nimrod. The existence of cities indicates that early man was fairly civilized or organized. Genesis 10 verse 12 states that Calais was a principal city, which means it was probably more
elaborate than the others.
Remember this Jubal and Tubal-Cain were only a few generations from Adam and Eve, and were already masters and teachers of difficult skills. These inventions and the rise of cities will certainly have required of high thinking and planning abilities, and I find that is something